that cheer every friend all year, with a spark and endless laughs, always bringing near. Yeah, then shoulder to soul, sailing wide, oceans calling true. Travel far to explore, travel far, discover more, seas that sparkle blue. Cruising waves, the breeze in hair, trail without a map. Mom and family side by side, take another lap. Oh, my land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Boy, the chat's jumping already tonight. And I got some guests in the basement, so I'm going to bring them up first, and then we will chat with the chat. First, one of the girls. Oh, yeah, it's Gurlz Chat tonight. So, of course, we're girls. And in here, guys are welcome to chat over there with us. But girls are going to be here. First lady up from the great state of Texas. I wonder who it is. It's Sharon.
Hi, everybody.
And for my fellow Canadian, it's me.
Hello, people.
Hello, everybody's audio works tonight, right off the bat. Awesome.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, you don't need these plugged in.
You figured that out the last time. We could hear you, but you couldn't hear us very well. Pull the plug. In the early chat, we had me saying, hello, beautiful people.
I won the first.
Hello, beautiful me. We got Danny. We got Liz from Carnival Cruise Addicts saying hello. We got Kyle roaming with Ringo, and we got Scott. It's Mom Day weekend. It is.
Mm-hmm.
And hello, everyone. Hello, CCA. Hello. Scrolling. Everything. Go back and forth. Scroll down these until I find somebody new. Don't think I found anybody new yet, but they're everybody saying hello to everybody.
I'm just singing your song because I just love it.
I know. I had that one, and then I had the Helping Hands cruise one that I did in my brain driving home from my aunt's house today. So it's like I had to play it earlier while I was waiting because I was like, I got to get it played somewhere else so I can listen.
Okay, tell me about Roaming with Ringo.
That's Kyle.
I don't think I know Roaming with Ringo.
Roaming with Ringo or Ringo and Czar are their channels. We've met Kyle.
We've met Kyle. We've partied with Kyle. Wonderful people.
Boy, Kyle likes to party.
Hey, I like to party.
Kyle came to the Michigan meetup. I think twice we've ran into Kyle. I can remember. Could have been more. Danny's saying, doing good. The wedding is getting closer and closer. Yes, what? We got 25 days away.
Already?
If I'm not mistaken.
Whoa.
It's not going to be able to contain herself.
I'm going to put the volume up just a little bit.
Yay, Danny.
23 days. Oh, jeez.
Oh, we're ahead of it. We're behind a week.
I'm a little slow. Got a lot of things going on in my head. But hey. So, it was with Mother's Day coming up very soon. just wanted to talk about moms tonight. And I'm going to start off by saying I know not everyone has had a positive mom role. So if you would rather talk about a mother figure that's been significant in your life, whether it's an aunt or a grandmother or a family friend that's been significant and influenced your life, you're more than welcome to chat that way too. Because we all come from different backgrounds. A bit of my history, for anyone new to the channel, was I was surrendered at birth by a teen mom. And I was adopted when I was 8 weeks old by a couple that were in their mid-30s and couldn't have children. And I was raised as an only child by them. Mom passed when I was in 2006 when I was 43. And in around Christmas 2010, I did locate my birth mom and did go out to meet her in 2011. So when answering questions, if I say mom, I'm referring to the mom who raised me. If I say my birth mom or bio mom, then that's the one I went to meet. So yeah.
I'm sorry, is that Liz or Chris?
It'll be Liz. It comes at Carter will crew that house. So I came up with some questions or some topics we can talk about. Some Grandpa passed in 2019, Grandma passed in 2019, Grandpa passed in 2014.
If I can relate to your story, Michael Ann, I sort of have a similar story. Me and my twin sister at 2 years old, we were taken from my mom, and we were raised by foster parents, and they took both me and my twin sister in.
Wow.
And they had 6 children of their own, 5 boys and a girl. And after they raised those children, they took me and my sister in and numerous other foster children. They were a wonderful family. We stayed with them until we got married. And that's my story. Now, later on down the years, I met my real cousins and another real half sister. So, yeah, everybody has a story.
No, have a story.
Has a story. And I have 2 blessings. My mother that gave me birth, she wasn't perfect, and my mother that gave me birth died of cancer also. So, yeah, at an early age. But then my foster mother. So to me, that's motherly blessings right there.
So my first question, what is your favorite memory of something you did with your mom or mom figure?
Oh, boy.
Anybody in chat, you're welcome to share your thoughts. A favorite memory of something you did with your mom or that mother figure, that influential figure that stands out like in your mind.
Mine was my godmother. She brought me to Italy for 2 weeks. It gave 15 days, not 14 nights, 15 days.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So I could say I saw the lower boot of Italy.
That's
very cool.
Yeah, so, and my aunt, if you know Aunt Gigi, you know how she just loves everybody. I had to stop her from giving her address to everybody because I was like, we don't know these people. We're international. We don't want to get abducted. So,
right.
yeah. We had
How
fun.
cool is that?
Yeah. My cousin got pregnant because we were supposed to do it together because I'm her practice daughter and she's got her daughter. And cousin got pregnant, so she couldn't come. So it was just me and my aunt. So I was like, I got spoiled.
Nice. That's awesome, V.
Yeah. So I always say I never did a trip with my mom, but I did a trip with my godmother. So
I know 2 people here. Chris from Carnival Cruise Addicts, who's originally from Connecticut, and Danny, who's originally from Connecticut. And I'm a third who was born and bred. I was born in Southington, Connecticut, raised in North Branford, Connecticut. And I remember going to New Jersey every year with my foster family, Atlantic City, and having those waffles on the boardwalk. And yeah, those memories were totally awesome.
cool.
Welcome in, big giant bulb. I'll say my dad traveled for work for so many years. When it came to vacation time, Dad usually stayed back and worked, and Mom and I went on different vacations. One being we went up to a resort in Honey Harbor called Delawana Inn, and it was little places off. From there, we did little day trips or whatever. It was St. Marie among the Hurons, and there was a big church we went to. There's a few different things, and then when being involved in scouting, we all applied to help on Jamboree. So Mom and I traveled 3 times out west and to Alberta, to Kananaskis country, and once to PEI to
Nice.
I can't remember, Fort Amherst, I think it was, National Park or whatever.
You saw a lot of places with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first time and the first 2 times we went out west, we flew. The third time we drove, and that was in '93. That was like 6 months before I got married. And after that, then I didn't end up going to the Jamboree, so I didn't really travel again until 2019.
No, it's not that.
I guess 2011 and 2013, because I took my kids out west. Second question: what is your favorite thing that they cooked?
That's easy.
What is it?
Anybody in the chat? What was that mom figure? Whether it's your mom or an aunt or grandma or godmother or whatever. What's your favorite thing that they cooked?
Can I tell you my grandma's? I always like to go during summer at grandma's house near my birthday because my aunt worked in a restaurant and one of the chefs was Asian. So he taught her how to make egg rolls. My grandma would say, we're only doing it during summer because we would fry it outside and leave it all outside. And let me tell you, grandma's egg rolls were fabulous. And when she passed away, that's the only thing I wanted in the freezer. Me and my uncle were like, you can have one bag, I'll have another bag. That's the last memory that we enjoyed from her, so.
Yummy. I love egg rolls.
Oh,
Were they vegetable or were they chicken or beef? Or
they were beef. Yeah. Well, knowing my grandma, it was beef, but sometimes she would probably put horse or something.
Mr. Meat.
We just never knew, but I knew. She was like, V, don't eat yet. And I was like, there's something else in there. She'd always make me go get some stuff.
I can relate with Liz and Chris. My foster parents, my mom was Irish and my dad was Italian, which years ago didn't really go together. But every Sunday, and then again on Monday, we had homemade spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, I love spaghetti.
I love the homemade spaghetti sauce my mom made, and I still make it myself.
I never learned how to make it.
But one thing
I know. And then I tried meatballs for good.
I'm not a meatball person. I like a meat sauce rather than meatballs. But one of my favorite things, and this was what my great aunt made, and I've never found anybody that can make them quite as good as my aunt, was biscuits.
Ooh.
Wow.
Having fresh, warm, flaky biscuits, and I have not tasted one that compared since.
But I have to say, my mother-in-law's German chocolate cake, I had never tried that before. And one summer we went in and she goes, I know your birthday's in a few weeks, but go check in the fridge. I'm like, okay, whatever. And here I'm thinking some exotic cheese, because every time she had an exotic cheese and exotic meat. And here there's this huge cake, and I was like, ooh. It was so good. It took me 3 weeks to eat it because I put it all individually.
That's Gary's favorite cake.
Oh.
It's German chocolate. That's his favorite.
I had never tried it, and then I was like, I'm converted for life.
Yeah. I'm not a big chocolate fan, but that's Gary's favorite,
Yeah.
German chocolate.
And she put just that much icing, like that just perfect amount. It was just like, oh.
I could say one thing: if Carnival Cruise Addicts and Sharon were on the same cruise, we know where to find them.
Yeah. I'm with them there. I went to Italy. There's a reason why. Food.
I gotta let the cat out.
Ooh, let the cat. She didn't mute herself, did she?
I
We're
don't.
gonna hear the cat meow, meow.
That's okay. If money was no object, what would you like to do for that person?
Oh, that's easy. I would bring Aunt Gigi on an African safari because she would have to talk to the animals and listen to all the things. And
One stay around here, all you can eat local restaurant. Ooh,
all you can eat. You had me at all you can eat spaghetti. Ooh.
or just go through the casino and yell, Liz, Chris.
Liz, Chris, Sharon, Roxy.
I'm addicted. Ours is only an hour and a half from here, and I'm not saying no more.
My mom worked at a casino at one point.
Yeah, but when you work there, I don't think you can gamble at the same ones you work at. You have
Yeah. Like her husband, my stepdad, can only play certain games, and he had to. A person would bring him in to make sure, he doesn't contact my mom or anything.
I think we learned that from.
God, your mom worked there. I would have been going with her all the time.
Well, I didn't live with my mom, so I was allowed.
Oh,
They could learn that from Raymond, Paperbag the Nomad. When he was working casino.
Yeah.
Mom and brother are coming to visit tomorrow for over a week.
Woohoo!
End up at a casino, just saying.
Oh, are we doing it live? Live? What's in your pocket?
y'all. I wish y'all lived close. I'd be there.
Heard
Jewish
that you're
food. What's in your pocket before? What's in your pocket after?
Yeah, I heard you were taking a little bit of a break. May or may not. That's okay.
Well, you're allowed.
You do you.
Yeah, you do you.
Well, Sunday's Mother's Day too, so I will.
Is it Sunday or Saturday? Sunday.
Monday.
Huh?
Sunday.
Sunday.
So Sunday, I'm having my aunt over since my mom's no longer around. My bio mom is in Alberta, and I don't know what's going on there because my aunt never got back to me yet from out there. But anyways, so my aunt's been kind of my mother figure lately, and if I could do anything for her, I want to take her on a cruise.
Oh, that's so sweet.
She really wants to go on a cruise. More specifically, an Alaskan cruise, but she'd be happy with just a cruise.
Yeah, she'd be happy.
I would love to take. I don't know that Gary's real crazy about it, but I would love to take my grandchildren on a cruise.
Can I come? I would love to.
Watching through the eyes of a child is just phenomenal. But they may have a better time at Disney, which I'm not crazy about Disney, but they might like that.
You never know, and it's like Disney cruises are expensive, but they got all the bells and whistles. But even a regular cruise that has kids clubs and water slides and
yeah, they'd be happy just with that. True.
Dr. Seuss is on the loose and all that.
We were playing poker the other night, and my grandchildren. We have had a ton of rain out here. I'm surprised my plants haven't died. But the grandchildren ran outside and played in all the mud puddles. And then they come back in and they're in the tub with their swimsuits on because one is 10 and one is 5.
I would be jumping in the mud puddles with them.
Yes, they were. They were having a ball out
It
there.
is so grounding and it's so good for you. It's like insane.
Yeah.
I do have to say one thing, Liz. Last time I had my aunt over for dinner, which was Easter, and you guys were live, I still had you guys playing in the living room. So, but you guys deserve a break.
I saw Yakety Yak today too. I watched his Yakety Yak.
I haven't caught that one yet.
Some people say the darndest things.
I was gonna. B has already answered this one. If you went on a vacation with them, what was your favorite destination?
My favorite destination with her was a mall at Siena, because if you know Siena, it's all hills and they're all paved in stone. And my aunt is obsessed with coffee. So we stop in this shop, and I said to the gentleman, "We're Canadians. Yes, she will probably order 10 coffees." He looks at me, no. It's like, yes, we're only here once. Literally, the guy came the whole little, because there's only like little bistro tables full of coffee. And my aunt's like, not sweet enough, not enough milk. She's like mixing, and the guy was like, said, "Sorry, she's just a coffee person, you know." And he was just like, but it was hilarious because everybody was actually filming her on her cruise, because they were like on our trip, because they're like going, "This Canadian, she doesn't know what coffee she likes." I had an espresso, still didn't like it. I'm like, so she drank my espresso plus hers. So.
Did it have amaretto in it? No.
Yeah, one of them did. One of them did, because I asked him 2 with some liquor in it. And he's like, okay. It's like, surprise us.
I'm trying to think of favorite destination with my mom. I think was the one year we drove out because we had a day off from the jamboree, and we drove because we were near between Calgary, about outside of Calgary. So we drove up to Red Deer, Alberta, was where I was born, because I'd never been there since I was born. So
yeah,
I think that's probably the best destination we went to. Drove around there, don't know anything significant, but I can say I've been back there once anyway.
Danny, I'm so looking forward. I was going to say, Danny, you have no idea. I'm looking forward to seeing all those rehearsal dinner and wedding pictures and everything. I'm so excited for you. That's going to be so awesome. You and your mom and your entire family.
So if this significant person or mother in your life has passed, and you could go back and ask them one question, what would it be? What would you want to know?
My mom has not passed, but I still want to know.
Chat can answer too.
Danny, we can't wait to see these wedding pics. Like I said, if I bought a ticket for the 80 million, I win that 80 million on Friday, I'm going to Chicago. I'll be car full of gifts for your sister and your family and you. I'll be like, let's go.
I agree, Liz. That's a tough one. I don't know.
Mine is simple. If you were to turn back time, would you change anything? Any one of my mom's decision. I wondered always.
Wow, that's tough, Liz.
I'm trying to think.
That's tough.
Because my mom was a teenage mom as well. So
I don't know. There's some details that I would like to know if because there were a lot of secrets in the family, but I'd like to go back and ask, why was this a secret? Why is this such a taboo subject?
On my Ancestry.com, because since I was foster, I did my Ancestry.com, and there is a person that keeps emailing me through Ancestry, and supposedly he's about my age, and one of my mother's brothers, sisters, he was also foster, and he's in Ancestry a significant brother to me. And where did this person come from? We don't know. So maybe that's one thing I'd ask my real mom. My foster mom, I mean, she was just a blessing in my world. I don't know. I don't know what I'd ask.
My bio mom, she's not passed, but I really would like to know more about my biological father.
Me too.
But they were only together a year and a half, so I was like, if she could go back and remember or tell me more details, I would like to know that.
Me too.
What name that's on my birth or my adoption certificate, I haven't been able to find anything.
My father either. I'm right there with you, girl. My father, my mother, I can go back in my family tree. My father, nothing. It's weird.
Well,
It's
my
funny,
bio,
guys.
sorry. I was saying my bio aunt was supposed to get me what she had of the family tree. I'm still waiting on that too.
And I was always raised as full-blooded Italian. I come to find out I've got some French, I've got some Greek, I've got some Irish, I've got some everything.
That's why she's so pretty. She's got them all.
Who would know? And all my life, everybody's like, I'm full-blooded Italian. Yeah.
What were you gonna say, V?
I said, it's funny you guys say about your adopted mom or whatever. I have a family member that I found out a few years ago.
That's right.
Actually, like what your mom did, abandoned her child for adoption. But we have the only thing we have as information, it was a girl. That's it. And that aunt was an awesome aunt. So I always, before she passed, I always wanted to know why just say, you know?
But you know what? We're all blessed and we're all happy where we're at. And we all have wonderful families and wonderful spouses.
Yeah.
Or significant others or families or moms or dad. You know what?
I always say it takes a village to raise children. So
yeah.
I'm forever grateful to my grandmothers. Like I had a special bond to my grandmas, so.
Wait, it was so cool. Mom was adopted, also haven't met the rest of that family. Danny, was your mom adopted?
That's cool.
Chris is your child.
There you go.
Some of them never grow up.
Gary's my child too.
I'm Steve's child.
But I'm still a child. I can't hold me down.
She says, yes, my mom, my aunt, and uncle.
They will know. I just choose.
You are a child.
I do young stuff. That's what I said.
Never grow up. Never.
See, Chris will say, I am. Same here. Nothing wrong with it.
So what?
You think I buy toys?
What was your favorite?
Wait, what'd you say?
Me?
Yeah.
Where else do I buy toys? Like,
where else do you buy toys? Okay.
Because I'm a big kid.
Not going there.
Oh!
Not those kind of toys. This is not peekaboo.
Here goes Vera. She's blushing again.
You see that, Chris? I
gotta share that video where she blushes with the guy with the.
I blame it on the ketchup.
I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
I blame it on the ketchup.
Is there a favorite quote or saying you remember from them?
Oh my God, I say all my mother's quotes.
It's not my favorite, but it still haunts me. They would brush my hair because I don't have much hair on my head. They would brush my hair and says, if it doesn't hurt, you won't be beautiful. It still haunts me today.
If it doesn't hurt, you won't be beautiful.
You won't be beautiful. So it had to hurt. And I was just like, no. Why? But again, kids raising kids. Like,
You know, things like if your friend jumped off the roof, would you do it too?
Yep.
I would. To save her from the fire. Ah!
That was something more my dad would say, Liz. Oh, quotes or sayings.
That's funny.
I remember her saying that I couldn't use a swear word if it's something she if she's something she had never used. And one time she used to decorate wedding cakes, and she was trying to mix red icing, and it kept breaking down the icing and that. She got mad the one day, and she went, "The hell with the effing thing!" And I was like, "Hey, I can say that now."
Checked it off my list.
Yeah, I mouthed it at my father once, and I got cuffed in the back of the head. I was like, "Well, guess we don't say it around mom."
I once got soap in my mouth and blew bubbles for 2 hours. Yes, I did.
Me too. And then I ended up swallowing.
It was stuck in my little hole. So I was like, oh.
Danny said her mom, her aunt, and her uncle were adopted. Wow, Danny. You know, it makes you go, what went on?
What was in the water that year? Like, you just wonder.
What went on years ago?
I'm so glad it's like more common now. But did you hear about 23andMe? They are dissolving, and you have to apply for your DNA and your information too. It's in the courts right now.
Wow.
That you have to, excuse me?
If you want your DNA destroyed and your personal information, because it's all about the next person that buys it, you don't know what they're going to do with it.
So I'm confused. Is 23andMe destroying people's stuff?
Some people are requesting because they don't know who the buyer of the company will be.
Oh, I did mine through Ancestry.
I think it's 23andMe.
Hey, Jen.
All I know is I was just like, wow. Said I never done that. I asked my dad before he died, do I have a sibling out there? He
Hi,
said,
James.
maybe a brother. So every time I dated someone, I was like, were you from? Were you adopted?
Only you, B.
I was paranoid. I was like,
Only you, B.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember.
that happened to a friend of mine. She dated her cousin.
Yeah.
After the second week, their moms met, and they're like, we're related. I was like, scandalous.
I can't remember any.
James, Cindy.
I can't remember any quotes from my mom. I can from my dad, but I'll have to save that for Father's Day.
I'd have to look them up, but my mom said them all, and I find myself saying them too.
I can't repeat them. That's why.
Yeah, some of them are PG. So what was your favorite quality or trait about that person?
About what?
Your favorite quality or trait about that mother figure in your life, whether it was a mom, a foster mom, a aunt, grandma, etc.
Mine was honesty, and I always taught that with my children. Honesty, honesty, honesty. That's very important.
I think my mom made me the strong, independent female I am.
You're pretty independent, yeah.
I love my mom, but there was not a lot of sympathy there.
Not me neither.
If you were upset about something or you got hurt or whatever, it's like, you're fine.
Years ago, compared to today,
Yep.
Years ago there was not, man. You suck it up and have a good backbone, man.
You're not the only 14-year-old frustrated right now. I remember that line.
Nowadays, yeah. I'm not judging anyone because I spoiled all my 4 kids and shouldn't have spoiled them so much. Now my grandchildren are even more spoiled.
Yeah, we have another person to add to the Gurlz Chat.
Yay!
I made it home.
Hi, Roxanne. How are you?
I'm okay.
Got a few more questions. Another toughie. If there was something you could go back and change about your relationship with the parent, what would that be?
With a parent?
With that mother figure, whether it's your mom or an aunt or.
Mine would be all the tough times that, life sometimes throws you a curveball. My Aunt Gigi was a prime example of how to pivot. But I was like, you know what? Sometimes I said, why was it always her stuck pivoting? But she's a wonderful person. If you meet her, she's happy as can be. But it's like, why did she have to pivot? Like, why? I don't know. Liz goes, my God, this is a therapy session. This is too much.
No, that's what we need to have, like a private girls chat pajama party again, but it'll be a private one.
Yeah. Talk about moms. Mine was always like a boarding home. I wish that I was closer and it wasn't, we'd get up in the morning, eat, go to bed at night, morning, get ready for school, go do our homework. It's all consistent routine, nothing real bonding there.
Mm-hmm. I think with my bio mom, I love the fact that I did locate her and meet her in that. And things started out to be really good, but things have just kind of dwindled off. It would be nice to either have more interaction like we used to, or just kind of sever it and go our separate ways. But after last August, my aunt called me in the middle of something and said that she'd had a fall, hurt her shoulder, blah, blah, blah. And then she thought she had some dementia. She'd stay in touch and not heard anything. I don't know whether my mom's still living with the lady she was living with before, or whether she's in with my aunt, or whether in care or something. I don't know.
And then the people you try to call just.
Roxy, you just came back from seeing your mom, didn't you?
Yeah, I was at my mother's house. Well,
did you wish her a happy Mother's Day?
Yeah, I carried her Mother's Day stuff, and my mother got grumpy. I don't like that dress. I don't like that dress. I carried her 2 dresses. I said, well, I'll take them home and wear them.
That's fine. For mine then.
That sounds exactly like my mom.
Well, my mom's 85 years old, and she's grumpy, and she doesn't want to do anything but stay in the bed.
God bless her, 85.
She won't get up and do therapy. She won't get up. So I said, whatever.
When they get old, they get tired, I guess. I hope I never stop.
Same here. Like, hit me by lightning. Like, I'm going.
I don't know.
Let's go. Cruise.
Where we going? I'm ready for a cruise.
Well, driving me crazy, started helping out my aunt, and then my back started bugging me, and my knees flaring up, and it's like, what the heck? I don't have time for this.
Yeah.
One like suddenly in the last several months to go from being, hey, I'm pretty good for my age, to going, oh my God, I gotta get up out of the chair. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, Danny's grandma never broke nothing.
Hey, if she was Gumby then, right?
Yeah.
Gumby, if she never broke nothing. I hope that's me, knock on wood.
That's one of my fears too, knock on all the wood.
Because the older we are, the harder we fall.
That's my fear. Break something, I'll be like.
Yep. If I could change or do something else with my mother, I wish she lived closer to me, because I was in the car for an hour and a half both ways with my grumpy brother.
Oh.
Hey,
God.
I could drive an hour and a half to the casino. No.
An hour and a half? I have to drive 2.5 to go see my clan.
I do that too. I would do that too.
Yeah, and there's something coming up on like what's at the end of the month. You
If
never
you
know.
guys were 2.5 hours from me, I'd go see y'all.
Oh,
Another list
when you
tonight.
come to Canada, we'll show you casinos.
I've been to I don't remember.
We gotta go to Aurelia Casino because you can get a show, you can get dinner, you can get casino, you can get a hotel. It's like a whole new world. And it was this small 15 years ago. Sorry, my Glenn.
No, it's okay. That was my dad's. Like the men seem to get the dementia, but my grandma lived to 99 and a half.
Whoa.
She outlived my dad by 6 months, 5 months.
Wow.
And she went to the funeral home for visitation for my dad. My aunts were saying, "Oh, you don't have to go." She goes, "That's my son. I'm going." She was a smart as a whip till the end.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you talking about, Liz? You and Chris will be Thelma and Louise and losing it?
That's my only fear is dementia. But my dad had it, but I don't know the significance of genetics or whatever. If my bio mom has it, I don't know. My dad's aunts are some of my great aunts were 104 and 103. Holy, yeah, we start with that. We gone.
100.
My Aunt Gigi wants to be 110.
I can see Thelma and Louising it off a cruise ship.
I want to do that just across the border. Ah, I'm coming. I'm coming.
So I got 3 more questions. Now this one is a long one.
Mm-hmm. I understand. My kids won't take care of me anyway, Liz.
Me neither.
I don't think they will. They'll be in a home.
They're going to put me in a trailer. What are you talking about?
My oldest and now ex-wife said that they would make sure they had a place for me to be, like a granny suite or something like that. Well, now they're not together. I don't know what's going to happen there. I know my oldest is supposed to be moving back in with us once they sell the house. My youngest said they would pay for somebody to take care of me. So I said, who's going to change my diapers? I ain't doing it. So I'll pay for somebody to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe some of my daughter-in-laws might, but I don't know. I know I had Gary's brother here for 6 months, and I took care of him, and he had a stroke, and I was changing diapers, and kids didn't want to help.
Well, it's been interesting taking care of helping my aunt. She doesn't need to be taken care of. She just needs some assistance.
Right.
It's like when it comes to the bathing or showering part, she doesn't want all these PSWs that are coming in and out to be, taking turns doing her bathing. So I do that once a week. It's interesting, okay, I never thought of seeing my aunt that way in my life, but hey.
You know what? After I did it with he was actually my brother-in-law. And then I'm like, man, I could do this for a job and make a lot of money. Because I'm telling you what, those people make good money that do home health care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's fairly easy because these girls come in and it's like, oh, you got to do this, and they're out. They're getting paid for an hour, but they're probably out in 20 to 30 minutes max. One girl, because I had showered her on a Thursday, that's night 3, because I've already showered her. She decides to put her PJs on late afternoon, so she just needs, her stuff rubbed on her legs and her back again, and get her tucked into bed and that. Make sure her water's in her CPAP and stuff, a few things like that. But it's like it takes you like 10 minutes, and you're getting paid for an hour.
Throw out the garbage.
And after you get through the first time, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You do it. You care about them, and you're You wish you had somebody there to do it for you.
I always say, put yourself in their shoes.
Right.
They're as comfortable as you are.
And
Right.
Christy's my mom's sister. She is so much like my mom. So I didn't have that long to take care of my mom because my mom was independent right up to like 2 weeks before she passed. She just went downhill real fast. But there's a long story to that. But yeah, she looks like my mom. It's the same mannerisms. We get to talk about old family things and stuff. It's been interesting. So
Once you accept it, once they accept it, and go on with life.
Yep.
We're all human.
So this question, if you are a mom, what's your favorite thing about being a mom? If you're not, do you play a significant role in a child's life? And what is your favorite thing about that? So I got Ollies that are non-moms too. Do you play a significant role in a child's life? And what's your favorite thing about that? Or what's your favorite thing about being a mom? Could be nieces, nephews, godchildren, neighborhood kid. What?
Because you're just like,
Come on, you got 4 kids. What's your favorite thing about that?
so many stories to go with her sons. She's like, which one?
No, I mean, it's just seeing them now that we're older and them coming to see us, even our weekly poker games or whatever, and having my grandchildren here and wanting always, it's like, who am I? What am I? Why do they want to be with Mimi more than my own kids wanted to be with Mimi? I don't understand. But they're like, can we go to Mimi's house? Can we go to Mimi's house? It's like my kids didn't want to be. No.
That was me when I was a kid too.
Wait till they get old. Wait till they get older. Oh, do we gotta go to Mimi's house?
I went to grandma's house too. Even as a teenager, I would
It's
take
like,
it one time.
why? But they love us to death, and that's a great feeling.
I think the grandmas and grandpas see the potential what you can become more than your parents.
More than the
Your
parents,
are
they're
like,
busy
they're
in
in
their
it.
lives.
But they're more. They see the bigger picture. I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I love the fact that the littles want to come over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Even Liz says she misses her grandma dearly.
I was both grandma's girls, and my grandma on my dad's side had how many of us are we? We're a lot of cousins. But she goes, when Vivi came here, she would listen. And my grandma taught me how to cook. So
We were 11 cousins on my dad's side, and because
I
it
don't
was
even know. I'm like,
my dad and 3 sisters, so it was 11 cousins. Or was it 13 once the step cousins married in? And then my mom's side, there's 4 cousins.
well, I'm like with Liz. I don't have kids, but I'm a godmother of 4, so I have 4 godchildren. Plus, I work with kids, so I think my personality was, I have to shed lights. And my one of my favorite story, it might be a little bit morbid, but my best friend that I met when I moved here, her daughter knows me as her aunt. Older she got, she understood that we were not sisters, but I always played the aunt role for her. And her grandfather passed away. And I knew her grandfather before I knew the mom, like his daughter, which is my friend. So she said to me, she goes, I won't be able to talk to Grandpa no more. And the room went quiet. Nobody knew what to say. And here, Angie to the rescue. Honey, I have a question. She's like, yeah. I said, do you talk to God? She goes, yeah. I said, but do you see God? She goes, no. I said, and where's Grandpa? Is he not with God? She goes, yeah. So if you can talk to God and not see God, why can't you talk to Grandpa and not see him? And her face just like, and everybody in the room, because they're like, you've explained it so well. So I always think this is why I had to be a godparent.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because my friend, she goes, my kid always asks me this thing. She goes, let me call Aunt Fee. And I always have the simplest ways to explain it. And then even to you, it makes sense. If you talk to God, you don't see him. Why can't you do that to you? You know, it just makes sense.
That's so
Because
sweet.
we tend to overthink things.
Yeah.
So sweet. So sweet.
So maybe that's my gift to, I'm like,
because when my uncle passed away, Trevor was 3. So it was like, I don't want to scare them, but we took the kids to the funeral home because who's to say, this is my mom's brother. Who's to say, I don't know when my parents are going to pass, and I don't want my parents to be the first death my kids are exposed to.
yeah.
So we took him to the funeral home, and he kind of walks up towards the casket, and he's looking, and I pick him up so he can see, and he goes, can I touch him?
Why not?
Sure. Because I don't want to scare him.
Well,
He reaches over, puts his hand on my Uncle Bill's hands. He goes, he's cold, Mom. I said, yeah. People die to get cold. Okay. And off he went.
it just made sense. They got cold. We're good. I'm warm. I'm okay. It makes sense. It's
Danny,
true.
that's a great memory. Crazy Eights. That's a great memory.
Oh, yeah, I played Crazy Eights with my grandma when I was I helped her cook.
To read what Liz said.
For our kids, they can't wipe my butt, but well,
I
you don't want to.
No, I'm just... Liz, I'm going to say one word, peanut butter. That's all I'm going to say. Think
I'm
like
not touching
Sharon
that
would think.
I'm not touching that one.
There's going to be a lot of people there. Danny, how many people are invited to this wedding?
It's going to be a bash.
Did you say it was in Georgia, though? It's not in Connecticut?
No,
Chicago.
Chicago.
It's going to be in Chicago?
There might be an earthquake because I'm going to dance.
Okay, so her brothers, Danny, her brother's in Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Sorry, my bad.
They get married at this thing at the zoo. So that's going to be pretty cool.
Huh?
It's an 8-hour drive from here.
What did you say, Michael Ann, about the
They're
zoo?
They're getting married at a thing at the zoo.
They're getting married at the zoo. Yeah.
It's going to be beautiful.
My memory of my daughter is that from the time she was in kindergarten to the time she graduated, I was room mother. And Joy asked me, why are you always my room mother? This was when she was little. I said, because at the parents' meeting that night when they asked for a volunteer for a room mother, nobody raised their hand. And, and I raised my hand, and then the next year, nobody raised their hand, So I said, well, I did it once. I can do it again. I said, but didn't you like all the stuff I brought for y'all to eat on special occasions when y'all, room mothers had to bring stuff? Oh, yeah, you always got us free barbecue.
See?
Yeah. I'd go ask around, and I'd get free stuff, She liked that part of it.
I love going on field trips with the kids.
The same weekend that Danny will be partying it up, I get to assist my nephew in his confirmation. He called to say, can you walk me down the aisle at my confirmation? And I'm like, yes.
See, significance in the life of a child, even though they've grown up.
Yeah. And he knows he can call me. I don't judge. My nieces and nephews will tell you. I don't judge. I'm like, you think there was a better option or a worst option? If you're in the middle, okay, but aim for a little higher than the middle.
I'll say my favorite memory of my kids is probably in their late teen years, is them bringing their friends over.
Mm-hmm.
They enjoyed bringing their friends home and hanging out and okay if Mom came downstairs and hung out too, and not be afraid to give Mom a hug in front of their friends.
Oh, that's big, yeah.
And I still get hugs.
That is big. That is big. My grandson's 10, and he's not as much of a hugger anymore because he's 10.
I still get hugs from all of them, but more so my oldest. all the time.
My eldest grandson, I do now. It comes back when they get to 20. So, yeah. Mine used to always come over because I cooked dinner for them every night. I don't, not anymore, but when they were younger, I'd always have dinner, and all the neighbor kids would be coming to the house pulling food off the table. And that,
Mhm.
yeah.
I always say my life prepared me for where I'm at, because when I was 3 years old, my parents separated and I stayed with my grandparents for 6 months. And I remember asking my grandma, when I grow old, I want to be a grandma. She had to explain to me, you have to become a mom to then become a grandma. I was like, but I don't like that option. There's got to be a different option. So I was told her, I'm not going to have kids, but I'm going to have kids. Does that make sense, Grandma? So as a 3-year-old, I prepared myself for my future life somehow. So I'm not a mom, but I'm a mom. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. Liz, I agree with you. My family was not huggers either. And when I moved to Texas, my friends would hug me and I'd just like hold back because, yeah, back then I didn't know how to be.
We
But
need to send you with Aunt Gigi for 1 week.
I
I got my hugs from Aunt Gigi.
mean, they'd even kiss me and I'd be like, oh, this is weird, but that's Texas, the hugs and the kisses and all that.
It's like a
I
French
was
person.
always stiff because I didn't come from that.
I remember about mom and dad. There was hugs, but I don't remember a lot of hugging. But we're big huggers, and the thing is, we meet you, Liz.
First time, doesn't matter.
This lady gives uncomfortably long hugs.
Lot.
Cheek pinches.
And I cheek pinch.
But yeah,
Mhm.
we're huggers.
And like ask my Glenn, the first time I met her, I'm not done hugging you. She's like, okay.
Just like that picture I've got of you, and Meg.
Oh, that's the
That
best video.
threesome hug. I would have loved to have been a part of that.
But she recorded the moments.
Mhm.
You were part of it.
Yeah.
We all three of us always say,
That was like, oh
if
my
it weren't for Sharon, we would have never seen that. You know how it looked like
Oh.
on the outside.
I had that at one of my intros right at the end.
Mhm.
It just kind of ended the intro, and I was like, oh, I need to see her again and to give her big hugs.
Yep.
So we owe you hugs, Liz.
Liz, just be prepared. Like maybe hug 5 cats at the same time, because that's pretty much how I am.
We need a girls' cruise.
The guys can come. They just
The guys can cut. I don't know how I feel about going out without.
look, we on our cruise for the Helping Hands for Cruising with Roxy to put a lime in it. We were 9?
Mhm.
Hey, did you
3
see
guys.
Felicity won an
So it was
award?
only 33%.
Yeah, 3 guys and 6 girls.
Felipe won an award. I know Michael Ann and
Yep.
Roxy saw it. Did you see it, B?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
Leader of the month for his last one on that contract before he takes a break and starts the next one.
I was like, finish with a bang, baby.
Okay, Chris, we could
I agree.
still have a girls' cruise, and the guys can come along when the girls have
Chris,
activities.
you'll blend in with Gary and Steve with their wigs. Trust me.
That would be funny.
I put my pink wig on Steve and I said, you get up there, I'm going to take the picture.
Okay, the girls'
Okay.
chat cruise in the future. I only got a couple left. So do you have a keepsake that means a lot to you from that person?
Do I have what now?
A keepsake?
From what
something.
cruise?
No, of a mother figure, mom's or mother figure. Or,
My foster mom always saved birthday cards and stuff like that we received from my real mother, and jewelry and stuff like that. So I have a box with that stuff in it. So that is keepsake. Yeah.
I
I have a crocheted shawl thing my mother made.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I wouldn't wear it today because it's so stiff and so it's not ugly because it was off white. But back then, you didn't think that the yarn was bad. You know, people used it. Now I don't want to use any of that 70s yarn. It's too stiff.
Yeah, because it was itchy and scratchy back in the day.
And you didn't realize it was that way. It's what you were used to.
Yeah, exactly. Your skin was just used to
Oh,
it.
there was a phase of they would make the stuff out of that Fentex yarn. I hated that.
I love that. The smell of it, that brings so many memories. Oh my God.
And Mom's ashes on top of her, there's her watch, her glasses, and a cigarette.
Oh, that's cute.
Well,
I
Roxy was
kept my
talking about
dad's Flick-a-Bic fire thing.
Zippo.
Yeah, that's a Zippo.
I
It
have
wasn't
my dad's Zippo lighters, and I do have some Afghans or not quilts, but they're blankets my mom crocheted. I have 3 of them.
Nice.
One that she didn't finish. It was 12-inch panels that were with an off-white, and they were each knitted and had different, like they had the fisherman's whatever pattern. One had like a little popcorn pattern,
Nice.
and
I bet those are nice Afghans.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still in the closet or if I put them away. I think I put them in something so they would. So I was enough panels that I could make a rectangle, and I can't knit worth crap. So, but I can crochet. So I found some off-white yarn and I did a stitch and crocheted them all together in one big.
Cool.
Oh.
That's pretty cool. And another thing she wore all the time. She had she wore this necklace, and it has a little girl's face on the coin, little charm there,
Okay.
and my name and birth date on the back.
Oh, very nice.
But then when my kids were born, she got a head for each of them.
Oh.
And
My
that's her name,
land,
that's her
awesome.
name and birth date on the back. But
Oh,
they're silver and they need to be cleaned again.
that's really cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And another thing she had started when my oldest was born was a grandmother's precious moments book. But she didn't get a lot done in there, so I think I'm going to go and fill in what I can for them.
I started one for each of my boys. My oldest, full. My next, full. My third, and then my fourth, my poor baby.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
more than I think I'm done.
up here is just a ton of scrapbooks, and some of them my mom had done, and some of them that I have done, but then kind of got away from it. And then I got to where the kids are like in public school, and that's as far as I got. I got boxes of photos, and then we got into doing the, everything on computer and that. But
Sorry.
what we have for me, my brother.
That's what happens to the firstborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They get it all.
She
This
still
year I-
loves you, Liz.
I think I've shared these, but this year at Christmas, my oldest gave me this book. Mom, Everything I Love About You. It's just a thin one.
That's
And it's-
so sweet.
And they have filled in the pages with their little hen scratch in there.
Oh.
I love because the Mom, I'm sorry about the chicken scratch. My writing is terrible, but I still mean every word in this book. Love, Nikki.
He took the time to do
Yeah.
that.
Other than there's one page, and when they move in here, I'm going to say, you missed a page here. You got to finish that. You got to finish your homework
Took
here.
the time to do that. That is so sweet.
And then about, I don't know, it was later in the month, my youngest hands me this one. It's Mom, I want to hear your story. So this is stuff I have to fill in. It's like that grandma's thing. So I've been working on it.
That's cool.
It's a mother's guided journal to share her life and love. And I like that. It's like I almost want to see if I can find another one for the oldest to
Yeah, the kids seem to, my baby, the youngest one, seems to ask more about us and our childhood or our younger years than
The others.
the elder ones.
But
Yeah.
the others already have the answer.
So there's, yeah.
They throw me off because, there's times the way they act, they pardon my French, not French, pardon my language.
Jacques Merde.
I feel like they don't give a, Jacques Merde. I feel like they don't give a shit, and then they come out with something like this. I'm like,
I know, right?
My oldest did the same thing. Was it 2018? I think it was 2018, the year my birth mom came for Christmas. And I got this necklace, and it's got like a tree in the middle, and it's got all the different birthstones, and then it's got a ring around the outside and has all their names. Well, the funny part is now, it's like, I don't know whether to wear it or not. Married Tet. Good one, Liz. It's like, it's got my ex-daughter-in-law's name on it. And it's got the two names that my oldest and my adopted one don't go by any longer.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's like Trevor and mine are the only names on there. They're the same. Hers is not significant anymore. And well, I like the name Dustin. I like the name Austin, but they don't go by those names anymore. But whatever.
Oh, that's your boys' names?
My oldest is Dustin. Was Dustin. They don't go by that name anymore.
Those both sound like Texas names, actually.
Well, the funny thing is, when my kids and I drove out west, we went through Manitoba, and there's an Austin, Manitoba. The one by sign said Austin that way. So send it to them. There you are. But, no.
Is that a Helping Hands for Cruising mug?
Nope. It's
Oh, it's Kicking It Country.
Kicking It Country.
Kicking It
It's
Country.
as well.
I think I have both. I have Helping Hands and Kicking It.
Well, this is the second one she said. The first one never made it. The first one was more purpley and it had lightning on it, but it never made it here. I don't know what got caught in customs or somebody
The
stole
guy at
it.
Custom liked it better than he's like, yeah.
Hey, Brene.
Hi, Bernay.
Hey, I
Of
just
course, I have my Carnival Cruise Addicts mug. I flip-flop between those.
You want to see the mug of the century? This is
Yeah.
what I bought Steve.
Show
The
us.
mug of the century. The big kahuna.
The big jug.
The big jug.
Wow.
I have a.
This stays cold for 5 days
Wow.
with no ice in it.
I won a mug at my cousin's Christmas thing, but it's humongous, and it's like
Oh, cheers.
my Carnival Cruise Addicts one gets heavy enough with stuff in it.
I got about one that size that I got at Windstar.
Yeah, they had those sizes at Aldi's today on their Wednesday sale for Mother's Day, but they're so heavy. I put it back.
Or I have a pretty sparkly one too.
You need. Steve got one. I bought him one because he wanted one, but it has like
Danny.
a whole sleeve and a loop thing you put around.
That's pretty.
Oh, Viva Las Vegas!
My
My hand is itchy.
My cousin brought it back from Vegas when I dogged that last June, but the top doesn't fit too well. I'm afraid it's going to pop off if doing something.
Is there like a rubber gasket inside?
There is, but it's staying better now. It used to pop right up. But
Maybe I just had to.
Some of the ones we
It's
got on the
weather.
Carnival ship are like that. Yeah.
of course, then we got to put a lime in it.
Hey, my
Oh,
granddaughter loves that too.
Mine has a little crack because it tipped over from the chair. And I was like trying to catch it and it bounced off my hand, and I was like, oh, I should have just let
That
it.
was so sweet, Amy. I like those.
I'm not sure where I got this one.
See, Michael Ann collects adult things. I collect toy things. I swear, my big kid.
Well, I got my toys here, my ducks.
When are you going, Liz? I'm there.
Let's go to
Oh,
the
Maybe in Tampa. No, go to Louisiana.
I want to go on the cruise with them. I haven't looked up
Chop chop.
the freebies I get for that date, but
Their ungroup cruise.
they're on group cruise. Yeah, I have the date. I just need to look up what we have for that. It's not till 2027, I don't think.
But
February
you know what?
14th, 2027.
Right.
Can I just tell Liz that in French, un group cruise means one group cruise in French. So technically, you're going on one
y'all. Come on, save for that cruise. Michael Ann, you were saying you wanted to go on a Liz and Chris cruise.
We
I
all
do.
love to go on a Liz and Chris.
See?
I
Let's
do.
do
I'm just greedy. I don't want to share Liz and Chris with a whole huge group of people.
Yeah.
You just don't want to what?
I'm greedy. I don't want to have to share Liz and Chris with a whole group of people.
Well, it doesn't have to be hibernate. It doesn't have to be I mean, you know, it is what it is. I know, but
Just like Roxy, we didn't want to share her.
hey, that was
Hey.
awesome. Just us.
Hey,
See?
Fairy Dust. How many are going on the list cruise in February? How many are scheduled? I wonder.
It's a group cruise. I don't know.
Well, you can book it on your own. So whatever deals you get, they're not going through any cruise agents or anything. If you can get a good deal,
I know the whole match game crew is going.
yeah, but I'd love to meet Scott too. That's funny. Okay, 2027, what ship was it?
Celebration.
Celebration. Ooh, haven't been.
So let me translate this to Liz. One hearted, one matched, one hinged, one group. That's how I read it in French. Because UN is one in French. So
Out of Miami.
it's one of everything.
I like the fact it's out of Miami, but it's like,
Oh,
and I would love to meet a lot of those people, but it's like,
I love that port. Are they doing a meetup before?
Yes.
that's why I don't want to meet.
Are they doing an unmeetup?
Scott, you're so full of crap.
Is there anyone that needs a roommate on that cruise? 'Cause-
I'll meet for dinner. I'll see everybody at some of the shows, but if I'm winning at the casino, I'll be there. Just ask Roxanne.
Watch out when she comes
Love
back.
and Marriage show because I was in the casino.
Yeah, you tell me I'm going to be in the casino back corner, and I get there and there's she's not there.
Hey, there were 2 casinos, Roxanne. Though.
I
Yeah,
know, but
there's a smoking and a
you
noise.
told me that casino, and then you left and went to the other casino.
But she wasn't
Hey,
feeling
you
it.
met me in one. You did meet me in one. Then you met Michael Ann.
Yeah, I met you in one.
And then you and Michael Ann went to the show, and I stayed there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just sit by me.
Yeah,
By
Danny gets to meet them all.
you.
Miss Fancy Pants Danny.
But I want to go on another cruise.
You're even meeting Ryan and Mel. Oh.
Yeah, she's meeting Greg and Michelle.
Where
I
are
did
you meeting them all?
Destination Fun and
goes
Felix Journey.
Are they all going to Chicago?
No, when she goes to Florida to the conference.
Oh, at the
Meeting up.
conference. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
See, they live in Florida.
Danny doesn't live in Florida.
And she's meeting
All those
Darian.
YouTubers live in Florida.
I think Darian's going to try to be there.
Hey, you got to ask to meet Dewey too. You send a message to Dewey. Dewey, you got to be there.
Dewey's awesome.
He is so much fun.
Meeting July 27th in Disney Springs. Cool.
You know what? On our first Helping Hands for Cruising, Dewey gave me the nicest compliment. You know that picture I took with him with his 80s blue?
Oh, that's
He
the blue
goes,
suit
"Via?"
with the pink shirt.
Yeah, he goes, Via, I never look good in a picture. You made a picture that I could be proud to show. I said,
That
"You
was an
sure
awesome
did."
picture.
And I said to him, don't move. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Why?"
he'll be in Germany. That's
He said,
right.
don't move a bunch. I need to take a picture of you right now. And then he saw it and he goes, wow. I was
That's
like,
awesome.
so now I have to do on another cruise with Dewey because I have to take another picture of him.
So we need to win the lottery and just, pay off all the
I
debt.
bought a $80,000 ticket. Let's see if I win.
If I win the casino, I'll treat y'all. I just wish I'd win.
Well, that scratch ticket you bought me when we were in Toronto was so dang close to 80,000.
It's so close.
One number. One freaking
One
number.
When I say I feel lucky,
He's going to Germany this
that's how
summer.
close I come. I'm like second.
He's taking his family,
Mhm.
his wife and 2 kids, and one of their church friends or one of their friends.
So he's not going to be able to meet.
Mm-mm.
Aw. We've met Darian too.
He's awesome.
I'm so blessed to have gone on that. I mean,
Yeah,
to
so
get
sad.
I wasn't in YouTube during COVID when y'all were. I didn't know y'all then, but I
And now
was
she's
so,
like catching up.
I was so blessed to be a part of that HH4C
You
cruise
had
and
to
have
come.
so many wonderful people to meet.
That was so
And
funny.
there's also the meetup in his hometown in August 30th.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that Darian's doing that too.
Danny, is Naj coming? Naj and Juan? You gotta have Naj and Juan. You reach out to Naj and Juan. They're super amazing people. And they're in my
Danny, are you going to the next Helen meetup? Is it this year?
Yeah, every year.
Okay,
No,
this year in when?
isn't it
There's one
next
in
year?
August, and then the next meetup is March in 2026.
Second
Oh.
weekend in March.
Danny's not going though. Oh, y'all won't make it either. Oh,
They only get Chris only gets so much
Yeah.
good time off. So
They have to drive there.
and you know,
We know what the traffic is in Miami.
I
It's
mean,
12 hours later.
they work their way around the free cruises, you know, when they can get a free cruise, that's when she's taking her vacation.
well, that's
Yeah,
us
it
too.
is.
I mean, if I could get a free cruise, but going to Georgia and Miami and all that cost us more money, so it makes it.
It costs us even more because we have to transfer funds plus take a flight and have a hotel. So
I know, y'all. I know.
That's why I said I need to retire and get an RV and just keep going.
I know.
We
So
need
then
to
I
go
can just-
out, we need to come out your way and go to Montreal and get on a cruise ship from there.
Montreal? I'd rather cruise out of St. John's, Nova Scotia.
Halifax or
Yeah.
New York or what's the other one?
Oh,
up
that's my dream. Meet up with House of X in New York.
there? That would be cool.
I would die. I need to have a hug for Watson and Leo.
And I can never remember their names half the time.
Watson and Leo. I am so thankful to Corinne that I got to chat with those. I was like, these are amazing people. Where have you been hiding? So yeah. I love people who just love. I'm a lover, not a hater.
Yes, you are.
Well, I've been seeing House of X since way back in your chats. And it's like, I had it in my head, and then I've seen them in other chats, and was like, can't think of their names.
Well, Liz, are you ready, people? Let's give her Liz a hug before she leaves. Big hug. I'm pinching her cheeks at the same time.
Love you.
Love you, Liz.
Have a great weekend or week with your family.
Yes, enjoy.
Enjoy your break.
I know it's your brother, but
Hey, and if you take a road trip, I want to see videos.
I want to see your pockets before the casino and after the casino.
Jackpot for Liz
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
and your brother.
Chris has to be the chauffeur with his wig.
I need to drive in Miss Daisy and we'd go to the casino that's 2 hours from my house, but
2 hours.
I love there's one channel I follow. They live in where Dewey is.
Miami,
No. Up.
Fort Lauderdale. No.
Fort Lauderdale. They live in Fort Lauderdale. But the rest of their family lives in Utah. But when the family or that come to visit, they'll pick them up at the airport. And Jared will wear the loudest print shirt. They have
Yes.
these straw hats that have this loud print underneath. And every time he picks them up, it's like that's the way he shows up. One of these.
I'm telling you what, I see so many YouTube gamblers that put so much money in them. Do you watch any of those channels? It's insane
No,
that they're betting hundreds upon thousands of dollars. It's
I'm
like,
not rich enough to watch.
No,
Gives
I
me
don't-
heartburn.
oh, like Brian Christopher.
well,
But
Yeah.
Brian
he's
Christopher
one,
made
but there's some females. There's a lot of females on YouTube that have channels
know.
that
Mhm.
I mean, they'll win, 50,000. Well, the last one I watched, they won like $30,000. And then the next thing they go to another machine and they're betting $100 a spin and they're giving that money right back. And I'm like,
how much they love
Oh,
you,
no.
Danny. They're driving to see you.
I drove to see my clan. They can too. That's why I said if I win the 80,000, Chicago, I'm sorry. We're gonna do an impromptu Chicago meetup somehow.
mm-hmm.
Yep. I want to travel.
Yeah.
I want to cruise. I also want to get back to Cuba.
And guess what?
I want to go to Nova Scotia and meet my brother.
And guess what? I want to do it with nice people.
Yep.
Nice, loving, honest people.
Yeah, that's us.
And we have a lot on YouTube too that
Mhm.
are nice and loving and honest that we, I would love to meet and cruise again with. Yeah,
Yep.
And we got to meet Danny too.
right.
I got to meet John and Nancy, but then on the cruise I couldn't find them. I was like, "Where's John and Nancy?"
I saw them one time and they're like, "Where is everybody?"
I
Where's
see John. Then he goes, "Did you see my frog?" Yeah, on the day we met you, and he lost his frog. On the
Yeah, frog went missing. I remember that.
And I was just like, I was so upset because I was like, not the frog.
Thank you, Danny.
Well, when I go to Connecticut, I don't know when our next trip to Connecticut's going to be.
Wait, how far is Connecticut from here? Wait. Let's Google this.
Well, if you're driving, it's like 3 days. If you're flying, it's like a 5-hour flight.
Hey.
So,
You doing sleeping in the basement?
and if I recall, she's from Southington. Is it Southington, Danny? That's where I was born. but-
Southbury.
Huh?
Southbury.
Huh?
Southbury.
I don't know what Southbury is next to.
Hola, Troy. Yes, I see you in the basement, Maria.
It's only 9.5 hours. Chicago
Why
is
did you say she may be moving to South Carolina? Is that news to me?
Probably.
Is she? Sorry, I love you, Danny. I don't get on Facebook a lot. Maybe Michael Ann's chat.
Yes, it's new. Southbury's near Waterbury. And
No, but she said she.
I only know about this because she told me privately. I haven't said anything to anybody.
Why are you moving farther away? You should be moving.
But South Carolina's out of state, and then she said it's near Waterbury. I'm confused.
No. She's saying near Waterbury is where Southbury is. But they
Okay,
may
so it's
be
not
moved.
South Carolina, it's Southbury.
Waterbury is where the town she lives in now, close to where she's now.
But she said moving to South Carolina.
Yeah.
They may
Yes.
be moving to South Carolina when her mom retires because they want to move somewhere warmer.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Wow.
Hi, Troy. Uh-oh.
Hola, Troy.
Maria disappeared.
Okay, are you ready? My favorite
House on
My
the
favorite
June.
memory of Troy.
Oh, wow.
He put up a picture that made me remind. Troy, I want to send you a big hug today. Because I saw the picture of Samson today.
That's a big move.
Ooh, a picture of Samson and
Lacey.
Cookie.
Cookie.
No, was it Samson and Reese?
Reese. Yeah, Reese.
I have a picture of Cookie. I haven't found one of Samson because I wanted to send it to somebody to make something, and then now I don't talk to the other person much. So maybe someday.
Yeah.
So I'm cleaning out stuff, and I'll be 2.5 hours away from kicking the country.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, that's gonna be a lot of Lego to move.
Yeah. You're You're gonna need a Lego studio in the backyard. I'm just
I
saying.
sent
Oh, Danny, you're not taking them all apart, are you?
I seen a picture today of somebody had built Lego around like a telephone pole, and I sent it to Danny.
I love it.
Did you see the short about a guy? He's an electrician, and he goes, "I need to go downstairs to put the breaker off to fix the problem upstairs." And he goes, "Well, you have to promise you don't touch nothing." He goes down, and it's a whole Lego world. He built the Lego in front of the box that he had to do the breakers. Like, it was like, I was like, whoa.
I miss Samson too.
I mean, I love doing that.
Not as
Like,
much as Troy, but I know.
I got my daughter-in-law a Friends Lego City one year for Christmas, and her husband so loved putting that Friends Lego together. I love Lego myself. But I don't know where I put them all.
See, I played with Lego till I was 18 years old. I love Lego. And now I have the joy of doing it all over again with the kids every time.
When we moved here, the kids weren't playing with Lego much anymore, so I gave it to the little girl. I didn't give it to her, the little girl, but to the family I used to watch. She was 2 buildings down because they collected Lego, so at least I knew it went to a good place. But now I wish I had some of it because I like the flower ones, and there's some other ones too that I think are really cool. But
They have little cacti.
I know my found a Lego MSC ship I might get. That would be cool.
That is awesome.
Oh,
Whoa.
really, Danny? Where did you find that? Do they sell Lego stuff on the ships?
No, but it is of a ship.
MSC ship at that.
Yeah.
She's already done one Lego ship, haven't you?
Was it Carnival?
I don't think it was brand specific. The one.
Yeah, I think it was just a big ship.
If and when I decide to go live, because I have a bag of stickers and all sorts of stuff that I've collected from everybody, and we have trophies, and a Lego ship on the shelves would be awesome behind my wall for live. I'd put it together. I'd love it.
It's like 2 stories together. With Danny with her Lego, my cousin that works for NATO, when they moved to Romania, they had the house there. It was beautiful, but down in the basement, it was almost looked like something you would see in like Transylvania, kind of the building, and kind of creepy. But they had all these great big shelves and stuff, and their son Liam did all these big Lego things. Like he had the Death Star and all, and that's where he displayed them all. And also that cousin, they have had many Newfoundland dogs, like huge. They had black ones, they've had a brown one. That's why they said looking for a Great Dane, Newfoundland, Mastiff, or etc.
I love me a Mastiff.
I don't understand. It's a small Marachi. They said it's only on the ship. I don't know what that means.
I'll be back.
Happy at Mastiff. There's some big dogs around here. There was a Mastiff in the building 2 down.
Okay, so you're going on an hour earlier now. So, because does Carnival Cruise Addicts go on it? And not Carnival Cruise Addicts. Controversial Cruising?
Controversial Cruising is going on at 9 now to work around his work schedule.
Oh, so they went in.
And with me helping with my aunt, Thursdays are busy for me because I have to take her to work or to the office where she's retiring from because she's training her boss. So she goes for 2 or 3 hours on Thursdays. I take her there, then I pick her up and we have a couple things to do. And then Thursday's the day I shower her. So by the time I get done that and help her get settled, doing 6 o'clock was kind of, I was lucky getting home at around 5 and having to do everything and get set up for 6 o'clock. So that's why I
So
started.
is it 9 Eastern? So they go on another 20 minutes?
Yeah, in about 30 minutes they go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
it's pinned to the top.
Okay. Well, I know, but
Thirsty Thursday trivia.
okay. I'm like, shouldn't they be on now? But yeah, you went on earlier or you went on later and they went on later.
Yeah. Well, I think I am going to wrap it up. And let's see if I can do this.
Well, we did share some personal stuff this evening.
Bingo tomorrow night instead of match game. Okay.
Let's see if I can get this to work. Come on.
Okay, Scott.
Oh, screw that.
If I don't forget, I'll be there. Last week, got to doing something else, and before I knew it, it was 2 hours later, and I said, darn it, I missed it.
Who?
I said I missed Scott's last week because I got busy doing something and lost track of time, you know.
Well, usually we're early in Miss Michael Ann's, but she's gone on later now, so that's good for us.
So I'm going to wrap up, but if there's anyone in the chat presently that wants to chat backstage, I got room for a couple more people. You'll be welcome to join us, and I'll be back next week.
Come on up and just say hi.
I'm gonna get my LARP things done this weekend, hopefully.
I'll be driving with chopsticks.
I saw another LARP on Facebook or somewhere, and I'm like, nice. I mean, you know, it's getting out there more.
I think I'll wrap up with a little Put a Lime in It HH4C song. Bye, guys. See you next week.
You just want to see my face.
Yep.
Bye.
Out on the waves where the sun always beams, with Roxanne and the crew living out our dreams. Felipe's got the vibe, yeah, he sets the tone. On the carnival breeze, feels like home. Put a line in it, let the good vibes spread. Helping hands on deck as we full steam ahead. With friends all around and the ocean so wide. We're cruising through life on this endless ride. Sailing through laughter, cheers in the air. With every island stop, we've got stories to share. Roxanne leads the way with her daring grin. The lime is the key, let the party begin. Put a lime in it, let the good vibes spread. Helping hands on deck as we full steam ahead. With friends all around and the ocean so wide. We're cruising through life on this endless ride. Cheers in the air. With every island stop, we've got stories to share. Roxanne leads the way with her daring grin. The lime is the key, let the party begin. Put a lime in it, let the good vibes spread. Helping hands on deck as we full steam ahead. With friends all around and the ocean so wide. We're cruising through life on this endless ride. Got us dancing from morning to night, underneath the stars where the world feels so right. We're raising glasses to this ride we adore. Each wave a new story out on the shore. Together we're stronger, yeah, hand in hand. With the carnival breeze, we're taking a stand. Roxanne's got the groove, and Felipe's the guide. We're sailing on joy as our